Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your inspirational numerology forecast for November 2020. Just before I begin, let me tell you all about this month's special deals. So I've decided to run my 30-minute private personal readings directly with me for anyone, anywhere in the world for 30% off this month of November. These readings can be done through phone, through FaceTime, through WhatsApp, through Skype, through Messenger, whichever way works for you. And they are normally $150, but for 30% off for the month of November, they're only $100. Okay, so if you want to know who you are, why you are the way you are, what you're born to overcome, what your life purpose is, who you're destined to be, what you're destined to do, what the hell's going on in your life, what's coming up for you, and how you can fulfill your potential, let me know and I'll hook you up, because it's a pretty good deal and I'm pretty good at what I do. My reading's extremely accurate and extremely uplifting and extremely empowering, and anyone who's had a reading with me will tell you that. So hit me up, send me an email if you want to book in and take advantage of that special offer for the month of November. Now, the other offer that I've got is I'm continuing on with my 2 for the price of 1 numerology software reports. They are a 12-month forecast, a month-by-month forecast of the next 12 months, as well as your complete numerology chart with all of the numbers in your chart, such as your life path number, your destiny number, your soul number, the life challenges, pinnacles, cycles, bloody blah. It's a bloody long report and it's freaking awesome. And they are 2 for the price of 1 this month. That's $25 for 2 reports. And what you would do if you're interested, you go to my website, you click on charts and reports, personality profile and 12-month forecast report. You purchase your first one as per usual, and when I send it to you, I'm going to ask you for the information for the free second report. All right, there we go. Now we've got the housekeeping out of the way. Let's get started with the forecast, the juicy bit. All right, well, first of all, we're going to begin by calculating your personal year number for the year. We do this by adding the month and day of your birth date, or the day and month, doesn't matter which order. We're going to add the day and month, or month and day of your birth date to the number 4. Why number 4? Because 2020 adds up to 4. So once again, day and month of your birthday, add it to the number 4. Then we're going to keep adding all those numbers together until we get a single number between 1 and 9. For example, let me use the birth date March 28th. We would go 3 for March, plus 2, plus 8, plus 4. All right? And that adds up to 17. Second rule of thumb is keep adding any double numbers together until you eventually get a single digit between 1 and 9. And that single digit is your personal year number for the whole of 2020. All right? Day and month of your birthday, add it to number 4. Keep adding any double digit numbers together till you get a single number between 1 and 9. And that's your personal year number for the whole year. In our example for March 28th, that added up to 17. 1 plus 7 is 8, so therefore that would be an 8 personal year. All right, so let me get started with the forecast then. So for the month of November, let's start with the personal month forecast for personal years number 1. All right, so you guys are in a 1 year, and that's all about fresh new beginnings. Out with the old to make way for the new ideas, new energy, new beginnings. Now, everyone is going to experience their 1 year differently, and it all depends on when your birthday is, and it depends on the other numbers in your complete numerology chart. So this is just a bit of an overall summary that it's obviously going to be more accurate in personal readings and when we know your other numbers and forecasting numbers in your chart. But this is just a rough guideline. So for the month of November, you're in a 3-month, and that is all about trying as best as you can to actually lighten up and to have as much fun as you can in your life. And I know that sounds like a waste of time, especially for people that have got to get things done, that have very serious things going on in their life, that have got to put their head down, their bum up, and grind out that hard work in this life, at the moment, and get things done. And I know having fun and lightening up and relaxing a bit, or just being a bit cheerful and making time for leisure and fun seems like a waste of time. On paper, it is. When you compare it to the physical material world, yeah, it isn't very productive. It can be a waste of time in the material physical world, but we're energetic beings and we live in an energetic world. And your vibration is governed by your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. And when your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions are stressed, are negative, are anxious, are flat, are tired, are down, you're not going to be able to manifest or generate or produce things of a high quality, of a good high vibration, because we create from the energy of what we are. And when your own personal life force energy is vibrant, feels revitalized, feels inspirational, feels energetic and uplifted, the quality of what you create is of a higher vibration. And you yourself will be more in synchronicity with life itself. You yourself will find yourself in the right place at the right time, finding creative solutions to problems, just making things work. Things will flow much more effectively in your life. Your health will improve as your spirits are lifted. And how do you lift your spirits? And how do you raise your overall life force energy? By feeling good. How do you feel good? You make time for fun. You've got to put that zest and that oomph back into your life. You've got to make time for things that make you feel good. And you've got to get out of your head that making time to do things that feel good is a waste of time, because it's actually the other way around. And so this is one of the sort of, if only we'd been raised to realize this as children, we wouldn't have such a problem being able to do this. But those that are aware, those that are awake, understand universal laws, know that this is true. Know the power of joy and happiness and relaxation and faith and trust in life. And the more you can do that this month, well, the more you can do it in your whole life is vital. But this is a month to really get your head around that concept, okay? Make time to do what makes you feel good, because in the end, especially if you've got work to do, especially if you're busy, especially if there are goals and things that you need to get done and things that need to be achieved, you will achieve them with more vigor and more passion and more precision with a life force energy of a high vibration, because you've got that joy and that vibrancy in your soul, because you've made time for fun. Okay, so I want you to know this is also a time to express yourself. If you've got things you've got to get off your chest, if there are conversations that need to be had, you've got to have those conversations. If there are things you need to get off your chest but you can't have the conversations yet, then write things down. Even if you write a letter to get everything out and then you burn it, or you write in a journal. You've got to get it out. It's better out than in, and this is a month to know that. Great time to be more social, a great time to have a break if you can, take up a hobby, go on vacation, just monitor your spending, try not to overspend, but communicate your thoughts and feelings, have fun, do more of what you enjoy, and be more social and connect with others this month. All right, I'll leave that with you. Now let's move on now to personal year number 2. And you guys, this whole year has been about consolidating and building everything up from the foundation behind the scenes. So it may feel like a bit of a slow going year where you've sort of had to line and get your ducks all lined up, get everything in order behind the scenes, and things may not have happened as quickly and as easily and effortlessly as you would have hoped, or that they might have in the past. You might have felt like things are a bit slow going and you had to be really patient. You still need to be patient throughout the rest of this year. That's not going anywhere. But for the most part, this is a month where it's been a year where you about getting your emotions in balance, getting your mind in balance, getting your life in balance, getting everything organized and set up, and getting yourself coming from a steady, grounded equilibrium and creating that solid home base from within your soul and outside of you in your physical world. This month of November is about doing the work. So head down, bum up. There's work to be done this month. There's order, organization, structure. Plans need to be seen through to fruition. So action needs to be taken. So this is a time to figure out what needs to be done, whether it's in your own personal life, whether it's in your business, your career, your job, your family, your home. Do the work. Some people will find that effort is required to get their health in order. Others, it might be to get their business in order, to get goals targets achieved in business, whatever it is that needs to be done to get you and your life in order and exactly where it needs to be, this is the month to do the work. First of all, figure out what those goals are, what the physical steps are that need to be taken, what actions need to be taken to achieve those goals, and then set out to physically do them. Take action, do the work. Now, again, this is a month where you need to be patient. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't try and force things to happen before their time, because you may end up very frustrated because you can only make things worse by pushing against the natural order or the natural divine timing of things going on around you. So don't be impatient. Trust the system. Trust divine order and divine timing. The universe or God or whatever you want to call the higher power, it knows what it's doing. It knows the exact time, and it knows exactly what needs to happen more than you do. So don't force your agenda, or you'll stuff everything up and just make things even harder for yourself. And you don't want that, do you? So yeah, head down, bum up, get everything in order. So I'll leave that with you, and we'll move on now to personal year number 3. You guys have had a year where all over the show there can be all kinds of things going on. It's been a year where you have needed to focus on, how do I put it? You've needed to focus on working out what makes you happy and what makes you unhappy, and figuring out first of all what makes you unhappy so you know to make changes and what they need to be, and also to go out of your way to do what you need to be done to create peace of mind, to create balance and peace and harmony and happiness and joy within you. If you find that hanging out with a certain person or being in a certain situation that you keep putting yourself into is causing you misery, then obviously this would be the year that you'd go, okay, that's not good for me. That's not healthy for me. I've got to get away from that. You know, it's logical. This month of November is a time where there's, it's quite a lot of scattered energy. So all kinds of things from left field. So it's a fast-paced moving energy this month. I need you to be aware. I need you to be focused on the money, on the ball. So be aware, be proactive, be disciplined, or get things in order. So be on top of your game. Don't let things get out of hand. So I want you to not overcommit yourself. Don't say yes without thinking things through. Don't say, instead of jumping at the straight away and saying yes to things that you're offered or things that come up, I want you to say, yep, maybe I might do that, but give me a few days to think about it, or let me get back to you. Don't take on too many things at once. Don't have your finger in too many pies, because this is a month where anything can happen, and it usually does, and things can come from left field that you didn't expect. And those things that you didn't expect that come from left field can be positive, exciting things, or they can be some challenges for some people. And we don't want you overwhelmed because you've got so much going on that when these unexpected things crop up, you're freaking out. We want you nice and balanced and in control and calm. So only say yes to things you really want to do and that you really know you can do, and everything else just say, oh, let me get back to you. Now, it's a very dynamic combination of numbers that you're in this month of November. I want you to network and promote yourself for those that are in that sort of arena. I want you to let people know who you are, what you're about. Be your own messenger, be your own promoter. Get out there, be a mover and a shaker. Make yourself known for those that need to get themselves out there. Great time, great month to make changes. So this is a time of change this month. And for some of you, there'll be changes forced upon you that you really have no choice. The change is coming and you just have to roll with the punches. So be adaptable, be flexible, go with the flow and trust that life knows what it's doing. For those of you that have changes that you need to make and haven't been making them, this is a time to go out of your way, take that leap of faith and make those changes that you know need to be made. Great month for communication. Be aware of overspending. Don't overcommit yourself. Don't overspend. Be cautious. Don't take any stupid, risks. Be smart. Be responsible, but still have fun and try some new things. Get out and about and be adventurous. All right? So I'll leave that with you, and let's move on now to personal year number 4. So you guys, this year has been about doing whatever needs to be done to get you, yourself, and your life exactly where you want it and need it to be. So it's been about putting the effort in. It's been a year where there's a lot of hard work is required. It's not, but the benefits are there, the payoffs are there, the opportunities are there. So it is, it is a good time where things can happen and there can be a payoff for all of the effort that you've put in. It won't go to waste. The universe knows your name. Universe knows what you've put out, and what you put out, you get back, whether in this lifetime or another lifetime. So for the month of November, there is a strong focus on the relationships around you. Okay, relationships with family members, relationships with partners, relationships with work colleagues, with friends, with neighbors, with the community. So this is a month where, you may be needed to be there for those who need you. So offer that shoulder to cry on. Be on the lookout for whoever needs a helping hand. It is a month to focus on your domestic responsibilities, the things to do with the home, things to do with the family, pets, animals, gardens, all that sort of thing. Great time to focus on the home. This is also a month to take your responsibilities seriously. So, have a look at yourself and have a look. Am I taking responsibility for this situation? Am I taking responsibility for the role that I've played in this situation with this person or these people or my client or with my boss or with the neighbor or with my mother-in-law, whatever it is? Look at the role that you play in the situations around you and, own up and take responsibility and step up to the plate. This is a combination of numbers where, whatever has been brewing beneath the surface in terms of relationships or issues that have been brewing beneath the surface with others will rise to be resolved this month. So it's kind of like, how you sweep things under the carpet and you go, oh God, that really annoys me, but I won't say anything. And you sweep it under the carpet. Well, it is a combination of numbers where those types of things that are swept under the carpet may come out from under the carpet to be looked at. It's kind of like, well, we can't avoid it now. We're going to have to talk about it and iron it out. All for things that can't be ironed out might be a time to just put it in the too hard basket and walk away. Every person's situation is different, but it is a time where to take responsibility for those sorts of things and the role that you play in the interaction. Great month for you to focus on your self-love, great, and your self-worth. And it's also things like having a makeover and focusing on your health and well-being and doing something nice for yourself, something to show that you believe in yourself, that you feel you are worthy, and that, just to show, to give yourself sort of self-love, whatever it is. It might be taking yourself out for a nice little lunch, or going to a movie, or meeting up with a friend when you normally should be, working. You cut an hour off work if you can get away earlier, or you pull a sick day, whatever it might be. Something for you, a mental health day, that kind of vibe. So I'll leave that with you, and I will move on now to personal year number 5. So you guys, the personal year number 5 is a year of, progress, movement, and change. This whole year is where life is trying to create change within you. Some of you that change will be obvious. It will be loud, clear, and obvious. Some of you will have things come from left field that you didn't see coming. And some of you will say, well, gee, my life kind of hasn't really had much sort of stuff from left field or much change. And maybe that's still to come because we've still got a couple of months. But it's really just saying where anything can happen, and it usually does. It can be quite a random number, the 5 year. It can be quite random. It's like, what the hell was that? And where did that come from? Didn't see that coming. But it can have a real positive, aspect to it. And so always look for the silver lining, because if you do, you will find it, because there is plenty to be positive about. For this month of November, it is a month that really focuses on you going within more than anything. And when I say go within, it's more about less of you going out into the physical world and taking the world by storm and taking the bull by the horns and getting out there and taking action and smashing it up in the material world. It's not like that. That's next month. It's more about going within and the work that you do and the effort that you put in, and taking the bull by the horns in terms of your personal growth and your spiritual growth. All the work that you put into that this month from within, focusing on you and what it is you need to improve within yourself, and why are you the way you are, and why do you do what you do, and why are these repeat things keep happening in your life, and where would you rather be, and how do you get there, and what's the law of attraction, and how do my thoughts play a role in all of this, and what's the meaning of life, all those kinds of things. The more effort you put in that area of your life, the better the effort, the better the results are going to be in the material world for you for next month and moving forward. So it's actually a very special month where it sounds boring because you're like, oh, I don't want to have to go within and work on myself. I want you to tell me there's all these amazing things going to happen to me in the material world, man, you know? But no, it's an internal month, and where you want to be in touch with nature. You want to make sure that you have time for peace and quiet away from the hustle and bustle of life. Why? Because it's that and that quiet and that nature, walking alone, away from distractions, away from technology and people and noises and music, and just peace and quiet. Stillness. It's in the stillness. You can hear the calling of your soul, and your soul is crying out to you of what it needs in order for you to feel happy, complete, and content. It's also in that silence that the aha moments come, that the penny drops, that the realizations come, and the inspirational ideas come, and everything falls into place. When you're distracted and you're moving around and you've got all this hustle and bustle around you and all this noise in your head, you can't hear your soul. You can't get the downloads or the divine inspiration filtering through your mind because your mind is so full with all these other things. This is a month to really get that, because it's like gold. It's so precious. It's so precious, that energy. So don't take it for granted. Use it to your advantage, and therefore you can have a really amazing December. All right, so I'm going to leave that with you. I'm going to move on now to personal year number 6. Personal year number 6, you guys, for the month of November are actually in a month where, understanding that your thoughts create your circumstances in your life and create and manifest physical things in the physical material world via the law of attraction, via the law of cause and effect. You really need to get that this month, because you're in a very powerful combination of numbers of manifestation and the law of attraction. So one way that you can find out more about the law of attraction is this amazing book called Quantum Success by Sandra Ann Taylor. I have 4 copies of this book that I loan out to clients. It's that good. It's easy to read. It's straight to the point. It's so inspirational and uplifting, but it will teach you about the universal laws. It will teach you how you are a creative being that can create circumstances and opportunities and things in your life, and that can help you to overcome challenges in your life that no other book on the topic that I've known. Trust me, I've read a lot of books on this topic over many years. This is one of the best, and it's a New York Times best-selling book. Quantum Success by Sandra Ann Taylor. Get to know those universal laws, guys. Very powerful combination of numbers this month in terms of the law of attraction. All right, now a month also to focus on business ideas or opportunities. There may be changes at work, there may be opportunities, or some people may lose money, may lose job opportunities where others will gain. Every person's situation is different. That's why it pays to understand the universal laws and the law of attraction, so that you can try and make things sway in your favor to the best possible way, and that you can easily overcome whatever challenges present themselves to you as well. You can move through them quicker and easier and less painfully. Don't overspend, so monitor and budget your finances. Great month to look at any legal matters that are outstanding that need to be, looked at. And it's a great month to sort of get, like I said, budget and get your finances in order, pay off debts. Don't overspend or overcommit yourself financially. All right, I'll leave that with you. And let's move on now to personal year number 7. So this has been an internal year for you guys. I have more people booking numerology readings in a 7 year than any other year in the personal year 9-year cycles. And that's because the 7 year is the year of awareness and personal growth, and where we can have those big aha moments where the penny drops and we have these massive realizations and epiphanies, or we just are soul searching, and life can maybe crumble and things happen and they cause us to look for deeper meaning. And that's the 7 year, and that's why so many people, I have more people book readings in a 7 year than any other year, because they're searching for answers. They want to go deeper than just the surface bullshit conventional material world, which will only fulfill you to so far, and then after that, forget it. You can only go so far at that level. You want to go higher. You want to shift in consciousness. Let's go up, up, up. And that's when the 7 year will, is asking you to do that. And for those that don't, will find that their problems just will keep spiraling and they probably won't get any better, or if they do, it'll only be temporary, and then they're back to square one again in the turmoil of whatever it is that's creating disaster or, anxiety or stress in their life that they didn't really look at properly. They just put the band-aid on the wound and then it blew up again. So you will be forced to look at yourself in a deeper light, look at the universal laws in a higher consciousness and way of awareness in the way of how you perceive life and perceive yourself and the universe. And that's what this year's about. And for the month of November, that's a time of endings, completion and transformation, where it's out with the old to make way for the new. So be aware, for some of you, there'll be endings that will be forced upon you that you may or may not have seen coming, that are beyond your control, that are just part of the natural way of law and order. And that's just the way it goes, and that's just the way it is. So when that happens, you need to just trust and let go and let God, and just know and have faith that you're going to be okay at the end of the day. Others will have things that they have outgrown and that want to be proactive in the endings, completion and transformation. And now is the time to take that action. You may have outgrown a role at work, or a relationship, or a bad habit, a bad health habit of food or smoking or drinking or whatever it might be. Everyone's different, but whatever it is, this is a time for you to go from the chrysalis to the butterfly, where you can have some real big movement here, really big for transformation and moving forward, especially this month and next month. So I will leave that with you. Move on now to personal year number 8. So you guys in the 8 year, this is a year where, for the most part, you're about finding your true power, to becoming empowered through self-awareness this year. The 8 year is about really getting strong within yourself, knowing what's been holding you back, recognizing those things and stepping up to the plate and going, I'm going to overcome the shackles that have held me back my whole life. It's where you've had those aha moments and those realizations of, oh my God, that's why I am the way I am, or that's why I keep repeating this pattern. I get it now. I'm going to change the pattern. I'm going to break the pattern and create new neural pathways in my brain through new beliefs that will create and attract more better opportunities for me in my life. So the 8 is about breaking out and being the best you can be through awareness of what has been holding you back. It's also a massive year for law of attraction and manifestation. Number 8 is the most powerful manifestation number of all the numbers in numerology, and it's very strongly governed by the law of karma and the law of cause and effect. So in the 8 year, we can have some big things happen, big good things and big challenging things. They're all part of your life's journey towards evolution and the development of your soul. The 8 year can also be about business and jobs and career and finances. Some people will win money or gain money, and some people will lose money and lose, career moves. Others can have positive career moves. Everyone's different, but just know the law of compensation, the law of what goes up must come down. You sow what you reap. What comes around goes around. Sometimes we're riding the wave high, we're riding the gravy train, then other times it goes down. We have to rebuild ourselves back up again. It's just the nature of life. Yes, it feels like it's a really bad thing when it happens, and it feels really scary, and it feels like it's not fair, and it is unjust, and it's not fair, and it's hard. But we were all born to overcome, and life is naturally cyclic. It isn't meant to stay the same. It wasn't meant to be stagnant, and we all came here to learn and grow and evolve. Okay, so things can get better. Just know that. So, budget your finances, all of that this year. Be positive and understand the law of attraction like the back of your hand so you can take advantage of it. Now, 8, 9, 10. For the month of November, it's a month of opportunity, new beginnings, new energy. All right? The 8 year with a 1 month. Why is it a 1 month? Because we add that 8 to November, and November is 11 or a 2. 8 plus 2 equals 10, which is 1. So that means November's a 1 month and an 8 year. A very powerful combination for law of attraction and manifestation. Ask yourself this month, what do I want? What do I not want? So you know what you don't want. A lot of people don't actually know exactly what they want. But if you want to know exactly what you want and get clear about it, have a look first of all of what you don't want. What is in your life that you don't want? And then you choose the opposite of that. Okay, so if you want more harmonious relationships, if you want a job that you really enjoy, if you want less stress in your life, if you want a healthier body, focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, because you're attracting what you focus your attention on the most. So you've got to make sure that you focus most of your attention on what you want rather than what you don't want, because you'll attract what you give your attention to the most, whether it's good or bad. So you need to be aware of that. Great month to try something new, to begin something new, and to be positive and optimistic about new opportunities and solutions to creative problems. Finding creative solutions to problems and creating a bridge from where you are now to where you want to be, and take action. Green light. Full steam ahead. All right, I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 9. You guys have been in a year, this whole year, it's been about out with the old to make way for the new. Endings, completion, and transformation, where you are moving from one phase to another. And by the end of this year, even into next, for the rest of this year and all of next year, you've got new beginnings and endings and new beginnings all around you. It's a time of recreating a new you, a new world around you, a new life. Some of you, it'll be a complete overhaul, a real big change or series of smaller changes. Other people, it'll feel quite minor. You might go a whole year or a whole 2 years and only have a couple of minor things change. Everybody's circumstances are different. It depends on the numbers in your whole complete numerology chart. And this is just a brief overview for the masses. So it's not as precise and accurate as it would be if I had your whole chart in front of me. But it is a year of, and this year and next year, of out with the old to make way for the new. So have a look at what you've outgrown. Some endings will be forced upon you, and some endings you would have to make on your own. But where one door closes, another door opens. So be adaptable, flexible, and have faith that life knows what it's doing. And take that leap of faith off the cliff, off the edge, without knowing what's ahead, but trusting and having faith that you'll be taken care of and everything will work out. For the month of November, it is a month to find, it's going to be a time to take a look at your emotions actually and the relationships in your life. It's about you learning to find balance within yourself, emotional balance. What takes you emotionally out of balance? And what do you need to do to counterbalance, to counteract that, to recalibrate yourself so that you are on a strong, steady foundation of stability emotionally, mentally, physically. It's about creating peace, harmony, a calm, harmonious foundation within you and around you. Being cooperative, being understanding, being kind to yourself and to others. It's where you want to connect on an emotional level. It's where you may find your emotions are going to come to the surface. You may feel more emotional than you normally would any other time. Some of you will have nothing really emotional happen, but you may feel a bit more sensitive. And then others will have something happen that will cause you to feel emotional. Now that emotion can be really a positive and ecstatic and beautiful, happy, fulfilling emotion like love and partnership and romance, and others it can be repressed emotion of rejection or sadness or loneliness. Everyone's different, but you will feel more sensitive emotionally this month. So it is a very good time to learn to focus and trust your intuition, to know that because you're hypersensitive you might overreact to a few things, to remember that about yourself and just monitor yourself. And try not to overreact, and especially when you're in a confrontational situation. Remember that you're hypersensitive and that you might sort of nut off a bit, but to try and rein yourself back up, try and rein yourself in again and create emotional balance. Definitely a time to want to have those deep and meaningful conversations with people. So time to bond and to say the things you really want to say but you've never said, or things you think you should say but you haven't said. Say those things. Toughen up. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel shy. Don't feel awkward. Just say what needs to be said and get it out. It's for your benefit just as much as it is anybody else's. All right, I'll leave that with you, and I thank you for your time. I wish you a wonderful November, and I'll be back with your forecast for December around the 1st of the month. All the best. Love and blessings. Bye.